Well, joining us now is a new president of United Laguna Hills Mutual, and that is Phil Doran. And if you happen to pick up the paper yesterday, as I mentioned, they did have 5 people resign from the board on Tuesday during our live broadcast of their regular meeting. And you've been now assigned a president of the new United Laguna Hills Mutual. First of all, my question to you, did you all know that this resignation process was going to happen, the rest of you?
No, we
Really?
did not. This
Yeah.
came as quite a unexpected surprise,
Yeah.
almost shocking
Right.
if it were. No.
Really? Because
No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like even as was mentioned in the Globe, they found it, everybody kind of sat in shock in that audience and realized, whoa, as the dominoes kind of fell,
Right.
that it seemed to be a shock to most people in the room. So what happens now with your board? You've now been elected president. I know you're going to be looking for applicants, but what is the direction of the board now?
Well, the immediate message to everyone is that United is continuing to function. No one is indispensable. They shot the president and the country kept going. That said, we're going to step up and all services will continue. We're in the process of assessing the situation and perhaps doing a triage on committees in terms of those that have the most stuff flowing through the pipeline. Maintenance, landscape, finance will continue. The others, all committees are important, but some have more pending business than others. Those that are less vital on a day-to-day basis, we will probably have them go down for a month until we get more manpower on the board. And that said, that we are going to be accepting applicants for the replacement of the board members who resigned en masse. And by the next board meeting on July 9th, we will interview these applicants, and they will meet the board and answer some questions, and we'll vote on them.
Right. So at the July 9th regular meeting, broadcast here on TV6, you'll
correct.
actually kind of have a meet the candidates kind of meeting for those applicants that have applied.
Exactly right.
Okay. So we want to be sure and mention that to you. If you are willing to be a candidate for this application and be a part of the United Laguna Hills Board, you can pick up an application at the General Manager's office and return the completed application along with a minimum 200-word statement to the General Manager's office no later than 5 o'clock on June 28th. So applications must be received in order to become a qualified applicant, a candidate, and please specify if you are applying for the one of the 3-month positions or the 2 one-year positions. That makes a big difference as well. And qualified candidates will make a 3-minute presentation to the board regarding their candidacy at the July 9th meeting. So for those people that do want to apply, they have some homework to do because you have to get that written
That's right.
part in.
That's right.
And then what do you suggest as far as that 200-word essay about the governance, the direction of the community?
I think it's a balance about who the person is who is applying and what they bring to the table, and also what their ideas are for going ahead in the future. And I really think, despite this shockingly unexpected happenstance, I think that United's best days are ahead of us. I think we're on to a great future. I think this is an interesting opportunity, and especially the 3-month assignments. If you've ever been curious about being on the board, about what it would be like, this is a good opportunity to kind of test drive and see if it works out for you, and see if this is something that you like. And I have to say, in my experience, this is a job that requires a sacrifice of time and energy. It is difficult. You're constantly running into things you don't know, but it is, for me, the most educational and most gratifying experiences in my life. I've lived here for years, and I walk around and I say, why don't they do something about that? And then I got on the board and I say, wait a minute, I'm going to do something about that.
Right.
And I do. You actually are able to see something and address a problem and, in all intents and purposes, fix it. The upside of all of this is an infusion of new blood, people with new ideas, joining a group that gets things done, that has the muscle and the know-how to get things done. And we are looking to move this community into the future while equally maintaining, preserving the things about our community that we love and we cherish. So this is a call to arms to all those who were, certainly those who were approved of what we did with the 6-month rental, how we dealt with that. Come help us now. And another thing I think that we may anticipate is because of the loss of these directors, I think that some advisors may be leaving committees. So if you don't have the time to take a full-time directorship, please come volunteer for as an advisor. If there are committees that you have experience in, please join us. This is a good time for all of us to rally together and an opportunity to really move on.
Yeah. And speaking of moving on, do you believe the 6-month lease issue, which we had a very decisive, conversation about in the last 6 months to a year, now that that's kind of been put aside, are you looking on to new issues or new hurdles that the board might be facing in the next year or so?
Yes, of course. There are always new challenges, and keeping assessments low, keeping services high, delivering good product for the residents. The 6-month took up a disproportionate amount of time and our energy. It was our civil war. It was and I'm still trying to figure out why. It was at best an honest difference of opinion between well-meaning people that became highly emotionalized, and I think totally out of proportion to what it was about. But it's been settled, and as I've said before, a couple of years from now we'll look back and wonder what all the fuss was about. But it's time to move on, like as in the Civil War, with malice toward none and with charity to all, and let's go on to a better future.
And do you believe this resignation process was because of that outcome?
I honestly don't know what their motives were. If they're unhappy with the way things turned out, then you have to talk to them about it.
Right, that was their choice. Okay.
Right.
Well, you have quite a few issues to take on in the next couple of months. The next meeting is going to be July 9th.
Right.
You have been appointed president. Jack Bassler is the first vice president. Barbara Howard is the second vice president. And Pat English is the treasurer. And Jareen Abol is the secretary. I know Pat English has been working with staff, trying to get up to speed.
Right.
I imagine all of you have been trying to meet with staff and get this committee process taken care of as well.
We all are. There's an immense amount of things coming up. The budget has got to be renewed. That is huge. And the whole issue about GRF, what that is, all the petitions floating around about GRF, we have to come to terms with it because it certainly is a subject that's on the mind of many, many people.
Now, when you talk about the GRF, are you talking about this is the members? Is there a petition going around saying that the members want to vote on certain issues?
Yes, direct voting.
Right. Okay. Well, we're going to let you go because you, I'm sure, have a lot of work ahead of you. We look forward to the meeting on July 9th, and we do want to encourage you again that if you'd like to be an applicant, to be sure and come on into the general manager's office, return the application form, and then along with it a minimum of a 200-word statement to the general manager's office no later than 5 o'clock on June 28th. Applications must be received in order to become a qualified candidate, and please specify if you are applying for one of the 3-month positions or 2 of the 1-year positions, and qualified candidates will make a 3-minute presentation to the board regarding their candidacy on that meeting on July 9th, and that's here at 9:30 in the morning in the boardroom, and we will be televising that live as well here on Channel 6, so we encourage you to view that. We thank you again for being on the program and wish you good success in the coming year.
Thank you very much.
That is Phil Doran. He is the new president of United Lincoln Hills Mutual, and they will be meeting, like I said, on July 9th. Be sure and tune in. We're going to be back with more of this day in Laguna Woods Village right after this.